The call of the wild is strong, but the need to stay connected, or at least feel safe, is probably even stronger.
Mm.
Today, we are taking a stack of intense research and we are diving headfirst into that exact feeling, the allure of being completely off grid but still having a critical lifeline.
And we're looking at the Garmin inReach Mini 3 series. This isn't just a minor refresh. Our sources, especially the really detailed buyer's guide from the 5 Key Runner, are calling this a significant leap forward.
Right, and that's the high bar they've set. So our mission today is pretty simple. We are delivering a comprehensive buyer's guide for you.
Yeah, we're unpacking everything: the price, the hidden subscription fees, the new communication features, battery life, and of course the core safety stuff that makes you buy this in the first place.
Exactly. And it seems the whole decision, what this all boils down to, is a choice Garmin is forcing on you.
It is. They've split the line into two models, the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Plus. And the whole buying decision really is about how much you're willing to pay for what they're calling rich communication.
Okay, let's unpack that then. The price of rich communication. What are we actually talking about here?
So Garmin has made the distinction really clear. You've got the base option, the inReach Mini 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's currently $450
Mm-hmm.
or about 390 pounds in the UK.
And for that, you're getting the new hardware, right? The color screen, the better build.
Exactly. You get the updated hardware, the colored touchscreen, all of that. But the messaging itself, it's still just text-based.
Hmm.
Reliable, but basic.
Okay, and then for those who want all the bells and whistles, we've got the Mini 3 Plus.
Correct. The Plus model will run you $500 or about 440 pounds. So you're looking at, what, a $50 premium for that Plus name?
And that $50 is buying media, right? Voice and photos, which, I mean, that sounds revolutionary for a satellite communicator.
It is, but you need to know what you're getting. The key is the hardware inside. The Mini 3 Plus is the only one with a built-in speaker and microphone.
Ah, so that's the real difference.
That's the real difference. And that hardware lets you do two main things: send and receive 30-second voice messages.
Wait, 30 seconds. That's just enough time to panic, breathe, and then try to explain what's wrong. Is 30 seconds really enough?
Well, the sources say it's more for critical updates, not long conversations. I'm here, this is the injury, that kind of thing. Brevity is key over satellite.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the other huge benefit of the People Plus, when you pair it with the Garmin Messenger app on your phone, is you can view and critically share photos over the satellite network.
Sharing a summit selfie is one thing, but sharing a photo of a washed-out trail or a specific injury during an SOS, that's where the value just skyrocket.
That's it, exactly. And even if you just stick to text, both models have a better experience now. We're talking up to 1,600 characters for a message.
Whoa.
Yeah, and they both have a new virtual keyboard on that color screen. It has word prediction, autocomplete. Much easier than poking at tiny buttons in the cold.
That's a huge upgrade. But here's the thing we absolutely cannot skip over. The most important costs. We've only talked about the hardware price.
Absolutely. The hardware is just the ticket to get in the door. This little piece of gear is, and I want to be clear, fundamentally useless for SOS or messaging without an active satellite subscription.
And that's a mandatory ongoing cost.
Mandatory. You have to budget for it. The entry-level plan starts around, what, $10 a month in the US or £8 in the UK.
Right. And that recurring fee is really the cost of the lifeline, which brings us to the whole point of this device. Safety, SOS, and the Iridium network.
Yeah, when you buy an inReach, you're really buying peace of mind. The system has what's called interactive SOS. You trigger the alert, and it goes straight to the Garmin Response Center.
And that's staffed 24/7.
24/7 by international experts who can talk to you in real time, no matter where you are on the planet.
So how does that message actually get from the middle of nowhere to them?
It's all because of the Iridium satellite network. And this is the gold standard, because the satellites are non-geostationary. They're constantly moving across the sky.
So they're not fixed in one spot where a mountain could block them.
Exactly. With a fixed satellite, you could be in a valley and have no shot. With Iridium, you just have to wait a few minutes, and a new satellite will come into view. It gives you much better odds of getting a signal out.
Okay, so the system is proven. I mean, Garmin Response has handled, over 18,000 incidents in more than 150 countries. But how do these new rich features actually help in an SOS?
They turn a simple location ping into a full diagnostic tool. Before, you sent your coordinates and then had to slowly, painfully text out what was wrong.
Right.
With the Mini 3 Plus, you can send a voice message or a photo during the distress call. Just imagine the difference for a rescuer between reading broken leg, cliffside, and seeing a photo of the location and the terrain.
Wow. Yeah, that would completely change the response.
It massively speeds up resource allocation. They know exactly what gear and what kind of team to send.
That suddenly makes that $50 upgrade feel less like a luxury and more like a potentially life-saving tool.
Precisely. And if it's your lifeline, it has to be rugged. It has to be bomb-proof.
Yes, let's talk durability. What kind of standards does this thing meet?
It's built for punishment, but it's still tiny, only about 125 grams. It's rated MILA STD 810 compliant.
Which, for the listener, means what?
It means the military is tested against shock, vibration, extreme heat, extreme cold. It's tough.
Then water. What about getting it wet?
That's been improved.
Yeah.
It's now got an IP67 rating. That's not just splash-proof. That means it can survive being submerged in a meter of water for half an hour.
That's a huge deal for anyone on the water or, just caught in a downpour.
A critical improvement.
Yeah.
And the display, even though it's a color touchscreen now, is protected by chemically strengthened glass. It's pretty scratch-resistant.
Okay, so that enhanced safety is fantastic, but out on a multi-day trip, all the features in the world don't matter if the device dies.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk endurance, battery life, and, staying on track.
This is where Garmin kind of works some magic. Despite adding a color screen and more processing power, our sources confirm they kept the same claimed battery performance as the old Mini 2.
Okay, so give us the real-world numbers on that, because we know satellite devices can drain fast.
Under perfect conditions,
Really?
so full, clear view of the sky, default 10-minute tracking, you get up to 14 days, about 350 hours.
But there's always a but.
There's always a but. The sources really highlight this. If you are under moderate tree cover, which is reality for most hikers, that performance drops a lot, down to about 4 days.
Wait, so that 14-day claim is cut by 70% just by being in a normal forest.
That's the reality. It's a massive distinction you have to be aware of. You have to manage your settings.
So how do you manage them?
You can switch to what's called expedition mode. It sends your location much less often, every 30 minutes,
Yeah.
and that can stretch the battery out to 30 days. But you're sacrificing real-time tracking.
And if you have the Plus and you're using those rich messaging features, what does that cost you?
A lot. When you're actively using that performance messaging mode, the battery life is rated at 95 hours. So just under 4 days. That's the trade-off.
You get better communication, but you have to watch your power like a hawk.
Exactly.
So if the device is alive, how good is it at navigating? Can this replace my dedicated GPS unit?
No. And that's a central point we have to keep coming back to. The inReach Mini 3 series are communicators first, navigators a distant second.
Okay, so what can they do?
They have the basics. Track back, so you can follow your path back to where you started. You can navigate point to waypoints you've saved. And there's a digital compass.
But if I want to see detailed topo maps or satellite imagery on the device itself?
Not going to happen. It's not built in. This is where your smartphone becomes essential. You have to connect the Mini 3 to your phone running the Garmin Explore app to see all of that.
So the Mini 3 is the antenna and the GPS chip, and my phone is the screen.
That's a perfect way to put it. The tech inside for getting that location is top tier, though. It uses multiband GNSS.
Meaning it talks to multiple satellite systems at once.
Yes. GPS, Galileo, QZSS from Japan, Beidou. This multiband approach means your location accuracy is usually within about 5 meters, even in tricky spots like deep canyons.
This reliance on the Garmin ecosystem, the Explore app, the Messenger app, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's both. It's a strength because it's seamless. The Messenger app is smart. It'll use Wi-Fi, if it can, then cellular, and only uses the expensive satellite connection as a last resort.
That's smart.
But it's also a bit of a lock-in. If you love the Garmin world, it's great. If you prefer other mapping software, it's less ideal.
Okay, let's bring this all together. Let's talk about the buyer profile. If you're listening right now trying to decide, who are these two models for?
The sources make the distinction really clear, and it's all about your communication needs.
So the buyer for the standard Mini 3.
The Mini 3 buyer is the minimalist. They need that essential backcountry SOS. They're happy with just texting, and they fully expect to use their phone for any serious mapping. Battery life is their top priority.
And the Mini 3 Plus buyer.
That person demands modern connectivity, even off-grid. They want the same safety net, but they specifically want the voice notes, the photo sharing, the long texts. They'll pay the premium and accept the battery trade-off to get that better experience.
And this communicator-first design puts it in a specific spot in the market, even within Garmin's own lineup.
Absolutely. It's not trying to be a GPS MP H1i Plus, which costs, $1,000. That device is a full-on navigator first, communicator second. The Mini 3 flips that script.
Which brings us to the giant spanner in the works. The whole competitive landscape is shifting under our feet.
This is critical because you're not just deciding on the hardware cost. You're deciding to pay that mandatory ongoing monthly subscription fee, no matter which one you choose.
And while you're doing that, the big tech companies are changing the game.
They are. Our sources all point to this. Apple with the latest iPhones and Google with the new Pixel phones. They're now rolling out satellite SOS services.
And here's the kicker.
The services are often bundled for free with the phone. You buy the new phone, you get emergency SOS without that extra monthly bill.
So why would anyone who has a new iPhone still buy a Mini 3? What's the argument for the dedicated device?
It really comes down to two things, dedication and reliability. The Mini 3 is a purpose-built safety tool. It's MIL STD 810 Tough. Its battery is separate from your phone's. And it uses the Iridium network for true two-way communication.
Right. The phone SOS is mostly a one-way distress signal.
Exactly. It's an I'm in trouble button. The inReach lets you have a conversation with rescuers, track your route for family, send I'm okay messages. It's a comprehensive communication and safety system. The phone feature is an insurance policy.
A very good insurance policy, but still. So the key decision for you is that initial $50 choice for rich communication, but it's compounded by that mandatory ongoing subscription fee.
Which leaves us with the final provocative thought for you to explore. Given that free satellite SOS is now coming with the phones many of us already own, should you still invest in dedicated, ultra-rugged hardware like this that requires a costly monthly plan? Or is the included SOS on your phone now good enough for your adventures? It's a debate between dedicated capability and incredible convenience, and it's going to define backcountry tech for the next few years.